In the Atlanta area Sunday, the community's efforts to cope with the nation's latest deadly school shooting included prayer, hymns, and the first-person account of the tragedy from a teacher who was there. Pastor Jason Barrett at Bethlehem Church acknowledged the shock of Wednesday's shooting that left 4 dead and 9 injured.
Many of us in this room are deeply connected to that high school. Our students go there, our kids are going to go there, our kids went there, we teach there.
If the suspected gunman is convicted, he faces life with or without parole, and his father could get 180 years behind bars if he's found guilty as well. The Harford County Sheriff's Office identified the student accused of shooting and killing his classmate at a high school Friday. The 16-year-old boy, who is also a student at that same high school, is being charged as an adult with murder, assault, and firearm charges. Around 12:30 Friday afternoon, the 16-year-old suspect was arguing with the 15-year-old Warren Curtis Grant inside a bathroom at the school. Witnesses told detectives that that's when the suspect reached into his backpack and fired a single shot from a handgun, striking Grant. Grant was transported to a local hospital where he later died. Well, check this video out. This video shows Dolphins star receiver Tyreek Hill briefly detained by police near Hard Rock Stadium. Hill was detained by police hours before the team's home opener. A senior law enforcement source told CBS News Miami that Hill was detained after he was stopped for reckless driving by Miami-Dade police. The officer who arrested Hill is now on administrative leave. Sounds like the Scotty Scheffler situation there. Well, Grammy-winning hip-hop artist Kendrick Lamar will perform during the Super Bowl halftime show. The 37-year-old Lamar from Compton, the heart of the Los Angeles rap scene, has 17 Grammy wins and performed during the Super Bowl halftime show back in 2022.